My fourth tip for serious beginners is to play the larger number of players in the ring games. I like to play 9-handed tables instead of 6-handed, 4-handed, or even heads up. By playing a 9-handed table, you're going to see a lot more hands, and you're not going to be as involved quite as often as you will be if you play a 6-handed or shorter-handed table. By seeing more hands play out, you're going to gain very valuable experience as long as you're paying attention. If you're in the hand or not, try to figure out what each of your opponents has in the particular hand, put them on a range of hands, and see if you're right at the end. By doing this over and over and over at the 9-handed tables, your experience will grow by leaps and bounds, and you'll be better prepared for a situation when you're actually in the pot. If you play the shorter-handed tables, you're going to have to make a lot more decisions in a lot more compressed time frame, and you're going to be much more at risk. You're not going to be able to gain that valuable experience and see that many hands play out. So, my tip to you, play in the larger ring games, the 9-handed tables, and keep playing those 9-handed tables until you think you have enough experience to tackle some of the shorter-handed games. Another thing I would suggest is to play the deep stack tournaments. If you play deep stack as opposed to the normal stack or the turbo stacks, you're going to see a lot more hands play out. You're going to get some very valuable experience early in these tournaments. The short stack tournaments like the super turbos, those are tournaments where it's basically all in, and sometimes your tournament can be at risk in the very first hand. So play the deep stack tournaments. Play the tournaments that give you the most play. This is going to allow you to build your skills very slowly and very incrementally and give you the experience that it takes in order to be a winning player. My fifth tip for the serious beginner is to play one table at a time. Now look, I know it's a lot more fun to play multiple tables, 2, 4, 8, 16. I've even seen some people play 32 tables, as crazy as that sounds. But I don't think it's a good idea. I think that if you're a beginning player, if you play one table at a time, you really give yourself a chance to build some very serious skills. One of the things that I want you to do is concentrate very hard, whether you're in the hand or not, on your opponent's range of hands. If someone opens from middle position, I want you to try to think about what cards they're playing. Follow the action all the way through, continually revising that range. And at the end, you should be pretty close to figuring out what they have. This is one of the things that will very much prepare you for the higher limits and for moving up in the world of poker. My sixth tip for the serious beginner is probably my most important one, and that is, if you're losing, get up from the table and go do something else. A very good player once told me, if you're losing, find any excuse to get up from the table and leave. If you're winning, sit there until your ass hurts. Look, it's pretty clear. If you're losing, it could be for any number of reasons. Your opponents might be playing well. You might be playing poorly. You might have just taken a bad beat. But regardless, your opponents are going to know that you're losing. They're going to envision you on tilt. They might try to target you. You might not be playing your best game. Find any excuse and get up from the table. Either go to a new table, which is very easy to do, or just, even better, quit for the day. If you're winning, however, you might be playing your best game. Your opponents might be playing poorly. You've got a good table image. You've showed down some winners. It's very unlikely your opponents are going to come after you. These are all good things that should keep you at the table and keep you pounding on your opponents. So just remember this. If you're losing, find any excuse whatsoever to get up from the table and leave. If you're winning, sit there and sit there and sit there and grind your opponents away. They're going to be chasing their losses, and that should be a very good thing for your bankroll. Look, you're a serious beginner and you want to get great at this game. The good news is it's very possible to do so. I truly believe that every single person watching this video has the opportunity to become a great world-class player. By following these 6 simple tips, you're going to give yourself a good chance to get off on the right start and give yourself a chance to build some valuable experience and your bankroll. Good luck to you, and I hope to see you at a final table soon.